So I moved it to an exchange and I sold it and I made like $60,000 from $150. If that goes to 50 cents, you will literally have $250,000.
Do you think you could live off crypto? Could you live off it?
100%.
Join us on a journey into the night. Anything is on the table and nothing is off limits.
So take a seat and buckle up for action-packed episodes. Hot topics, juicy goss, and special guests are coming your way.
Don't go anywhere.
Coming your way.
Late night fix.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3, Side Hustle. I'm Muzi K and I'm with my co-host Hazza. How are we tonight, bro?
Going very well, Muzi K. Guess what? We've got our very first guest on the Late Night Fix. So
yeah.
It's time to introduce the one and only Mr. BMD. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you going, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you on the podcast show tonight, man.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
So the topic for tonight is side hustles. We've just been through more than 100 days of lockdown in Sydney, and lockdowns left a lot of people out of work. Businesses haven't been able to make ends meet. So people, like Muzi K just said, have come up with side hustles, extra ways of making money. And that's what episode 3 is all about tonight. So, Mr. BMD, tell us, what's a great way to make money on the side? If you're in lockdown, you've lost your job, what would you do?
I think there's a lot of different ways where you can make money. For example, my neighbor actually is making cakes at the moment. And I think even though she's been doing it and been busy in lockdown, I think it's going to be a long-term thing even well after lockdown as well. So even though you can have a side hustle in lockdown, I think it can transfer into a full-fledged business coming out of lockdown as well. So I think lockdown has also brought some innovative ideas for people. Yeah, innovative ideas for people to come up with new ways to make money.
Cool. A big thing at the moment is people investing on the stock exchange in shares. One of the things that people have been doing, which is not conventional, is investing in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Crypto, right? Was it okay?
Cryptocurrency, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
It's huge. I don't know too much about it, but so yourself and Mr. BMD, you both know a little bit about crypto. Can you explain to people what is crypto?
I think the first thing to understand of crypto is just basically internet money. That's basically what crypto is. It's currency that's on the internet, basically.
Yeah.
And it first started with Bitcoin in 2009. There was a guy who named himself Satoshi Nakamoto, which I believe is a fake name. And
a pseudonym.
A pseudonym, yeah. So whoever it was made up this name, Satoshi Nakamoto. He created the Bitcoin code, and it kind of took off from there.
Wow.
There's also a lot of different theories as to who created Bitcoin, but I think that's a whole different podcast in itself.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think you could live off crypto? Could you live off it?
100%. Like if you are good at trading, or I actually don't even trade myself. I'm more of a hodler. All you need to do really is just invest in the right coins, and if they go up in price, then you can make a lot of money just by simply buying, sitting, and holding on the correct coins.
So I only found out this the other day. HODL, Muzi K, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Does that mean hold on for dear life? HODL, is that right, or have I got that wrong? HODL.
I've heard the name, but I don't really know what the meaning is.
Yes, HODL means hold on for dear life.
Hold on for dear life.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got a coin. You've paid some money on the net to buy some coins.
Yeah.
You don't sell them. You hold on to them. What for? Why would you hold on to them? Why wouldn't you sell them?
Well, you hold on to them for the potential of making massive gains, to make money, make profit. That's what people want to do in crypto.
In the long run.
In the long run, people want to make money. Like they want to, they want to make money, they want to make gains. So I think an argument that some people could say is, well, what's the point of it when you just want to buy it and sell it at a profit? Then really doesn't really have much meaning. If you're just trying to buy it and sell it at a higher price, then does it really have any kind of value other than just making a profit? But the answer to that is yes, the blockchain and cryptocurrency has many different use cases. So say, for example, if Bitcoin is like digital gold where you can buy houses and cars with Bitcoin, then they also have Ethereum, which has smart contracts, which has a lot more different layers than just, digital currency being sold online. So
Yeah.
say, for example, there's an Australian company called Power Ledger, and Power Ledger first was created on the Ethereum blockchain. And with Power Ledger, you can actually sell your energy to your neighbors by using the Power Ledger blockchain, which was built on Ethereum.
Wow.
And that's all done on smart contracts. So say, for example, if AGL, for example, is selling 1 kilowatt for 6 cents, I could be selling it for 5 cents. So my neighbor gets a discount and I also get to sell my excess energy that I'm getting from the solar panels from my roof.
Wow, that sounds pretty nifty.
Yeah.
What are the main cryptocurrencies? The main ones?
So the main ones at the moment, so Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're number 1 and 2. And Ripple and Cardano are kind of battling out at number 3. And Polkadot and there's some other ones that are all in the top 10, but the major ones are like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and then they've got other ones like EOS, Tron.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's actually thousands of cryptos. Yeah.
So all in all, there are thousands of crypto coins, 4 main ones. Okay, I'm going to get a bit nosy here. So, Muzike, you've bought some coins, and obviously Mr. BMD's bought some coins too.
Yep.
Can I ask you guys, how much have you made? How much have you started off with, and what is your crypto worth at the moment? Is that okay to ask?
Yeah, I mean, look, I started small.
Yeah.
I didn't go big in, but you start small, then see which one's good.
Okay.
If there's potential for it to go up in the future. So yeah.
How do you choose what to buy, Muzike?
Well, you got to do your research on the coins.
Okay.
You don't just go buy any coin you want and think it's going to go up. You got to do your research, know what it's about, and then go from there.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, you definitely should be doing your research. When I look into coins, I look at 3 major aspects.
Yes.
I look at does it have a solid team? Who is behind the project? Who created the project? So yeah, number 1 is team. Number 2 is hype and following.
Yeah.
In the crypto world, to be successful and have massive gains, it must have hype and must have a solid following.
Yeah.
And number 3 would be, does it fulfill a purpose? Like, does it fulfill or solve a need?
Okay.
So, for example, as I said before, Power Ledger as an example, it does fulfill a need. Like, we can get cheaper energy, we can get cheaper electricity bills if we can all share energy, like on our street, by extra power that we have saved in our batteries from solar panels on our roofs. So that does fulfill a need. Also, say Bitcoin also fulfills a need, because I can send Bitcoin to anywhere in the world and it can be done in minutes. If I try to do it in a bank, it could take up to 3 days. So Bitcoin also fulfills a need. And part of the reason why it's so expensive right now, which is like $90,000 AUD per coin, is because of its security features as well.
If I had bought Bitcoin at the very start when it had come out, how much was it worth then?
Oh, when it started, it was literally like a few cents.
Yeah, it was really cheap, man.
So you're telling me it's $90,000 now for one?
For AUD, per coin, it's about 90,000 per coin right now.
It almost makes me feel like I should have bought a few thousand Bitcoin when they first came out.
You should have, but I think the biggest misunderstanding is a lot of people think it's too late, when actually it's not too late.
Okay.
I'm just looking on CoinSpot right now.
Yeah.
The current price of Bitcoin is around 82,000.
Yeah. And I think only a few days ago it was up to about 88, 89. So it got very close to 90,000 recently.
Well, I saw the graph and it went around 90,000, but it dropped. Yeah.
Okay. So earlier over dinner, we used Cardano as an example. You mentioned 3 things: hype, does it fulfill a purpose, and one more, which was...
So hype, does it fulfill purpose, and does it have a solid team behind it?
And does it have a solid team behind it? Can you use that logic and apply it to Cardano?
So I actually used to like Cardano when that first came out. But then there's a few red flags that I've discovered along the way, which made me sell my Cardano, and now I'm not really a believer of Cardano anymore, even though they still have one of those three things, which is the hype. There's a lot of people that believe in it, but I don't think the team is as solid as what they say it is. And I don't believe it's going to fulfill the purpose that they believe that they're going to feel as well. So they're only really 1 out of 3 right now. So 1 out of 3 means I'm not interested in investing.
You mentioned the wallet as well. What's a wallet again? That's
so the wallet is where you keep your crypto coins. Cardano's native wallet is the Daedalus wallet. And one of my experience with that wallet is it had a lot of syncing issues.
Okay.
So basically, when it has syncing issues and you try to access your wallet, you can't even get to your funds. So how good is this project if you're trying to get to your funds and send someone some money or whatever it may be, and you can't even access your wallet? Like,
it's like going to the bank and you're locked out of your own bank account or something.
That's right.
Like
it's not good.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, apparently those syncing issues are fixed right now, but yeah, I haven't really gone back into it myself personally.
Okay. And you became involved in Cardano because you found a group that met up regularly, weekly, to talk about Cardano.
Actually, I was into Cardano before that, and then I discovered the group afterwards. So, yeah, there was this guy in Castle Hill who had a pizza shop, and he was inviting people to come over and talk about Cardano and free pizza. So, yeah, I couldn't say no.
That's not a bad deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, you probably enjoyed the pizza more, man.
I definitely did.
But that person sold everything they had and put their money in Cardano, right? And then
so this guy actually sold his house and went all out and literally put millions into this Cardano coin. And this is back when it was roughly around 20 cents and was moving sideways, was not going up, not really going down. It was just very boring in terms of price movement. And now recently it's gone up to, you want to check, Maddie? You want to check, Muzzy? I think now it's, $3 or $4 per coin.
So he went all out. He put everything he had into Cardano. Did he predict back then that it would go up the way it did?
I think at the time he did think the price was going to go up.
Okay.
But while he was holding the coin, it actually did not go up. So right now it's $2.94 per coin.
Yeah,
right?
it's just under $3, man.
Yeah, just under $3. And back when he and I bought was around the 20-cent mark. So we would have, what's that? That's
like 10
to 15x your money. So if he sold his house, he would have got up to 10 houses right now if he kept those coins.
Can I ask you, what's this? Do you know this man very well?
Not very well. I mainly met him through the crypto meet there, the Cardano meetups.
Wife, children. Did he have many dependents?
He doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have kids. So I believe I think he has a girlfriend, but he doesn't have kids though.
Because one of the criticisms of crypto, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, okay, in a way, devil's advocate for people who with conventional investments. One of the criticisms is it's unstable. It goes up and down, and it's unpredictable in a way.
Yeah.
If you say had young children, a family, a mortgage to pay, would you?
Well, when it comes to crypto and investing, you should only be investing what you're willing to lose. That's the number one first rule.
Good rule.
You shouldn't be doing what old mate was doing by selling his house and going all in on Cardano. Well, having said that, if he kept it now, he'd have 10 of his houses. But in hindsight, it's good. But the general rule of thumb is only invest what you're willing to lose. Obviously, don't be selling your house and doing crazy stuff like that. But that's the
if
general
you've got
rule.
kids to feed and
priorities first. You should always be taking care of your bills and taking care of your essential stuff first. And
for 100%.
So say, for example, if you got $100 spare each week, then you could be putting, not even the whole 100, you could put in $50 away into crypto or certain coins that you're interested in.
Sometimes though, to see the payoffs, you've got to wait quite a while, as with Cardano.
Correct. Yeah. But is it not worth the wait though? Like I've made roughly around 200K and the initial investment was 20K, but I had to wait 3 years. But if you knew that in 3 years you could make 200K, would you not do it?
I would, yes, but I'm not as clever as you, Mr. BMD.
Well, I don't even think I'm that clever. I just took the time to, look into this stuff and, read about it. And to be honest with you,
anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. And to be fair and honest, most of the information is actually on YouTube. So if you want to look into certain coins, you could just type in, Polkadot review, and there'll be thousands of Polkadot reviews.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the next big project between now and 3 years from now will be Polkadot, actually.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just to put you on your toes, Mr. BMD, we know you know quite a bit. Muzike, do you have any other doubts or questions, things that unsettle you about crypto? We've got a...
Actually, I'm with him all the way. Okay. It's a new whole technology. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm all for it, man.
In El Salvador, you spoke about this over dinner as well. They've actually made Bitcoin legitimate. It's a
legal tender.
Legal tender. So what's that about?
So basically now in El Salvador, if you want to buy anything in El Salvador, merchants, shops, news agencies, any place where they accept money, they legally have to accept Bitcoin now.
They legally have to accept it?
Yep.
Do you see a time when perhaps traditional currency, traditional dollars will be obsolete, irrelevant, and people will just be buying and selling things with crypto?
I think that's possible, but I don't think we're close to that yet. I think a lot of the older generation, they're never really going to adapt and
accept it. They won't
accept it.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be poor if their money was worthless.
Even now, it's still a bit complicated. Like to understand your wallet, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. Like old people are never going to really get their head around that until they totally simplify that, which I don't think, in my opinion, we're not there in terms of simplified.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe when it might sound harsh, but when the older people die and it's just us, our generation that are old, that's when maybe Bitcoin will be totally international and totally accepted everywhere. But we're not there right now, which also means that there's lots of room to grow in terms of price as well.
Prices, okay. Yep. Is it okay to pay for things and sell things in crypto at the moment? Is that legitimate in Australia? Are we able to do it?
Well, it's not exactly illegal. Like if I go on Gumtree right now and I can put, my say BMW up for, say half a Bitcoin, there's no rule, law or legislation that's stopping me from selling whatever I want for Bitcoin. No. I could do that.
Capital gains is a big one. So with stocks, if you short sell or you make money on your stocks, you declare it as a capital gain.
Yes.
Do you need to do that with?
Yes. So they have certain crypto taxes as well. So any gains you make, you're meant to be declaring that with the tax office.
So make sure you do that, people, if you're listening.
Well, the exchanges have been told by ATO that they need to pass on all the information of all the people that are...
So CoinSpot,
yeah.
Those... Are they based in Australia?
I think they're in Melbourne.
They're
based in Melbourne. Yeah. Okay. All right. Another thing is Facebook groups. So there are all these groups on Facebook and social media, and they're sort of support networks, I guess. People get together. You spoke about the Cardano group at the pizzeria.
Yep.
Have you ever been involved, aside from that one, have you been involved in these groups, educating people about crypto and hot tips?
I've been to just some seminars and stuff like that, but I actually haven't been that heavily involved. I've always been working and just too busy to go to those type of things.
If you're just starting out, if you're looking for a side hustle, would you recommend people get their info or their advice from these groups, or is there
Actually, honestly, I still believe that if you want to get information on certain coins, I honestly think just going on YouTube and looking up your favorite coin and looking up reviews. And I honestly think that's the best way and easiest way to learn, because I'm myself not really a book person.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person that's going to pick up a textbook and just read it from start to finish and remember chapters and all that kind of stuff. For me, my easiest way to learn is to watch someone explain it on YouTube. And that actually helps me the most, more than anything.
Perfect.
And that's why you got to do your research first.
Yeah, well, we have a mutual friend. His strategy is to buy every crypto coin there is, and hodl. Essentially,
he was actually just buying $1 worth of each coin on CoinSpot. But I think that's a bit ridiculous myself personally. But
each to their own, I guess.
I understand why he was doing it. He was doing it because he put $1 in everything, and then he would see what goes up and down. And if something is going up, then he will probably put more money into it, and then. But yeah, I still don't really understand that logic, because you shouldn't be buying a coin when it's going up. You should be buying a coin when it's going down, or
Yes,
when it's
buy low, sell.
it's boring, or when you think the project is dead. That's actually the best time you should be buying.
Crypto's made a few governments nervous. We've heard in El Salvador that they've accepted it. In China, that's not the case. They've outlawed
That's crazy.
it, right?
Yeah,
They've
they
outlawed
banned it.
But
Hilarious, because
Yeah.
they actually banned it, and the price at the time, I believe, went down in the short term, but now recently it's at its ultimate highs, even after China tried to ban it. And now I just read something recently that now China are thinking about unbanning it now.
Well, have you guys noticed that in China they have the most mining rigs for Bitcoin over there?
They did have, not anymore.
Oh, not anymore?
No, not anymore. So they did have the most mining rigs based in China before the ban. Once they banned it, actually a lot of the mining rigs, they actually moved to America, because they actually moved to Texas as well. So there's there's a lot of renewable energy in Texas, and low energy costs in Texas. So a lot of the Chinese mining rigs here have moved to USA. So now they're actually saying most of the mining rigs now are all based in USA.
in the US.
So it's funny, because China tried to ban it, and now USA has become like this big Bitcoin mogul now in terms of mining it. Yeah.
Muzike, did China come up with its own official digital
They
coin or
came
something?
up with digital yuan,
digital
yen
yuan?
or something like that.
Yeah, digital yuan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how that works at all?
I'm not sure.
So
my-
basically, it's just like a digital currency,
Mm.
and it's tied to the whatever the price of the yuan is.
Okay.
And actually, for a promotion, I think they were sending $30 or something to everyone that was going to use the digital yuan, just as an incentive to get people to start using it. And so basically, it's just a digital currency that China has made, and there's nothing that really special about it, to be honest. It's just a digital currency that's tied to their tied to the value of their dollar.
Okay.
And it's not like something that's going to go up in value like Bitcoin, nothing like that.
Are your transactions, if you buy and sell things in crypto, are those transactions traceable?
It is traceable in this, like, it depends what blockchain you're using. So say if you're using Bitcoin or Ethereum, yes, they are traceable. But however, I have to know what your address is. Like, if I don't know what your address is, then how am I going to know, what money you have sending here or there or whatever?
Yeah.
You have to the first step is you have to tie the person to the address. If you're just looking at a bunch of addresses, then there's no way of knowing who's sending what to who. But for example, if I know that your address is XYZ and I know Muzi K's address is, TAB and XYZ is making transactions to TAB, then I know that you guys are sending money and how much and stuff like
I
that.
understand.
Yeah.
One of the criticisms is that people are using crypto for crime, so illicit transactions.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Things are anonymous and the transactions can't be tracked. Hypothetically, if you were a criminal, would you be comfortable buying and selling things using crypto? Would you feel confident doing that?
If it's Bitcoin, then maybe not, because if anyone knew my Bitcoin address, then I could get done very easily.
Okay.
To do kind of anonymous stuff, you should be looking at more privacy coins like Monero or Zcash and stuff like that.
Okay.
But Bitcoin is actually, even though they have used Bitcoin for illicit and buying drugs and stuff like that in the past, it's actually not the best platform to be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a friend I have that I train at the gym with sometimes. He's a bit of a conspiracy theorist. He has this theory that sometimes government agencies invent these coins and then they monitor networks or they monitor
I've heard about that.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Is that a popular conspiracy theory?
What? So say which government made Bitcoin?
Say like the FBI or the CIA might just invent a coin, and then the mafia might pick up on this. And this is hypothetical, so I don't actually know if this is happening. So
I think that is one of the theories, though. That one of the FBI, for example, created. I don't believe that though. I don't think that's true. Because one of the interesting things about Bitcoin is the person who invented it, his wallet that has, say, for example, about 1 million Bitcoin.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
actually hasn't been touched since 2009. Hasn't moved. Hasn't
Wow.
gone to another
just
address.
sitting there.
It's just sitting there. That's why many people believe that Satoshi Nakamoto is dead.
Really?
Either dead or in jail. Because come on, like if you got 1 million Bitcoin, wouldn't you be selling some? Unless he's already filthy rich. So he's either already filthy rich, he's dead, or he's in jail. So I actually, my personal belief is I think he might be dead, which is a bit sad, but that's what I personally believe, that he passed away.
He might be here with you tonight.
Maybe.
If you wanted to create a coin of your own, how would you do that?
I think that's quite complicated. I don't think it's quite an easy thing. First, you have to be like a software engineer. You need to know, how to build software. You need to know how to build codes, stuff like that.
There's a name, I think it's called cryptography, that you need to know.
Cryptography.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But there's also different languages. Say like Bitcoin has its own language. Ethereum uses Solidity. Like there's all these different projects that actually use different programs as well. So they all don't use the same program, if that makes sense.
Okay. I'm not quite sure. I'm very new to this, but this has certainly been very educating for me, very enlightening. Muzike, you talked about NFTs before, non-fungible tokens.
Yeah.
What is that? What's an NFT? Can you explain?
Don't know much about it, but we got a friend that is big into it.
Okay.
And he's creating NFTs.
Okay.
So hopefully we can have him on the next episode.
Yeah. Because I remember you sent me Muzike sent me a picture of a graphic design, and apparently the design represents a token which is worth money.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't quite get my head around it.
NFTs is one of the new crazes in crypto at the moment. I think even though it's a big thing now, and it still may be a big thing in the future, I think it's just one of those hype things at the moment. Like in 2017, the big hype was ICOs, which is initial coin offerings. So when these crypto companies start up, they want to basically fund their business by doing an ICO. And when they do that, they basically just have a website. They say, put Bitcoin into this website and you give us 1 Bitcoin, we'll give you 1,000 GRD tokens or whatever it may be.
Okay.
So they're basically funding their project with Bitcoin. So that was the big hype and big phase and big thing in 2017. And now this year, it's NFTs. Everyone's talking about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And I think it's like a hot thing now, but I think that will kind of phase out probably in a few years as well, even though it still may exist in certain aspects. But I just think it's a bit of a hype thing at the moment.
So the crypto world's always changing. There are trends, and there are disagreements between people about good coins, bad coins. Some coins fail.
Yeah, many coins fail. Yeah.
Sometimes things get hacked, and your coins can get stolen, I've heard.
Most of the time when things get hacked, though, it's mainly exchanges that are getting hacked. It's hardly ever someone's personal wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, if you own your keys, then it's very hard for someone to get hold of your coins.
Okay.
If you hold the private keys and no one has your private keys, it's almost impossible for anyone to.
But if you lose those keys, then you're screwed.
That's the problem as well. That's why I don't think old people going to adapt. That's why old people not going to really be able to get on board with this, because guaranteed, like they can't even remember their password to their email, let alone remember the password to their crypto wallet.
Fair enough. Yeah, it may take some generational change.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, at the moment, say for instance, to afford a home in Sydney, how much money do you need to put on a deposit on a home in Sydney? Quite a bit, right?
Way too much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's almost impossible. So I can see why people are now embracing crypto as a way of raising money, perhaps a side hustle. If you've lost your job or you're a tradie and you haven't been able to go to work because of lockdown, you start to consider things like crypto or, side hustles like selling cakes, as your neighbour did. If I'm first starting out, say if I've got $1,000 and I'm considering crypto, would you recommend any particular coin?
I would recommend Polkadot personally.
Polkadot?
Okay. And the reason behind Polkadot, I say Polkadot, is because the guy behind Polkadot, his name is Dr. Gavin Wood, and he's actually the guy who helped build Ethereum, which is the number 2 coin. And he's actually one of the brains and the smarts behind Ethereum. So all the problems and issues that Ethereum has with its slow transactions or its high transaction fees, all that is going to be fixed with Polkadot.
Have you ever met someone that's been dead against crypto and then you've had a chat to them and they've embraced it and they've...
No, because most of the time they're very stuck on their views and they're not really willing to accept new information. Most of the time, anyone that I talk to that doesn't like Bitcoin or is not with Bitcoin is pretty much every single time been someone that doesn't understand Bitcoin and how it works.
Ignorance.
Yeah. I've never met someone that hates Bitcoin and understands it back and forth. They can tell me everything about it and says, oh, Bitcoin does this and that. And there's only 21 million coins and it's all going to finish in 2146. And they're not going to tell me all this information and say they don't like Bitcoin. Never.
So it's based on fear and ignorance, really. It's an irrational fear of something new.
And I think there's part of them that don't want to maybe learn any more about it. They don't want to open their mind and they're just stuck in an old kind of Fred Flintstone mindset and they don't want to adapt and change and move forward.
Absolutely. In our last podcast, we were discussing AI and driverless cars, and today we've gone down a similar route. We're in a similar vein. We're talking about new currencies, centralized currencies. So centralized currencies, how does that work? You've got a reserve bank. What do? They hold the money and they release funds every now and then if the government's strapped for cash, and they control the flow of money.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, that's another reason why actually Bitcoin has gone up in price so much is because we have governments like the Australian government, US government they put a fancy word like quantitative easing, which just means they're printing bullshit money and giving it and handing it out. And they say they're going to possibly pay it back, but are they really going to pay it back? How do we know that they're paying it back? Who are they actually paying it back to? Do you know what I mean? There's all these questions, and if they're just printing out bullshit money, then then inflation's going to happen. Inflation has happened, in certain countries around the world. So I think people are a bit naive if they don't think we're going to have like hyperinflation here. Like it's possible to happen. Like, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are actually betting on Bitcoin as a hedge. So they're betting against the standard financial system, and they're trying to back something else that could. That could rival, the standard financial system.
Muzike, you sent me a news article recently about hyperinflation. There were two other things, I think, in that news article, but it was basically a promotion for crypto. So it was prompting people to consider crypto, I suppose, as a way of investing their money. I don't know if you remember that, maybe not. But hyperinflation is something that like imagine if it cost $100 to buy a bottle of milk or something like that.
And that has happened in certain parts of the world as well. Like there's, I can't remember which country. I know it's a South American country. I can't even think of it right now on the top of my head. But
probably Argentina.
Not Argentina. It was a different country.
Okay.
But anyway, there was this country that I'm thinking of. They used to have to bring trolleys full of cash just to go to do the groceries. That's how crazy it was.
Yeah, I can't imagine having to do that. Trolleys of cash. Venezuela.
Sorry, that's the country. That's the country. Venezuela.
Yeah. Actually, I did some traveling in South America a couple of years ago, and I went to Colombia. I didn't cross the border into Venezuela, but I remember there were Venezuelan refugees, and they were just walking along the streets, basically selling wads of Venezuelan money. It was worthless. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Souvenirs, basically. That's all it was worth.
So I think that's actually what El Salvador is trying to avoid, and I think they're trying to do that by making Bitcoin legal tender. That could be a possible way to avoid, all the things that Venezuela has gone through with the hyperinflation.
Have any other countries done this? The same thing as El Salvador?
So El Salvador is the first, and there's other countries now that are kind of knocking on the door and going to be the next ones to come through. But officially, El Salvador is the first country.
Have either of you ever bought or sold things for cryptocurrency, for Ethereum?
Like bought or sold goods, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Like that, like a car? Or?
I've actually tried to sell my car for actually at the time I had a Chevy Impala 1973 model, and I think at the time I was trying to sell it for 2 Bitcoin, which at the time I I think was roughly around 20 grand. I believe one Bitcoin was 10 grand per coin. So imagine if I did sell my car for 2 Bitcoin, I would literally have like almost 180 grand right now if I kept that 2 Bitcoin. See the potential here?
I do see the potential, yeah.
See why a lot of people are in crypto? There's a lot of money to be made, and you know, all it is a learning curve. So all you have to do is, you know, get into it, learn about it, and you know, you can make money very easily.
It sounds like there could be a lot of regret though as well. You know, like if you had held on to that Bitcoin, you would have been a lot. That's the hodl.
Okay, put
concept
it this way. Like I said that I made 200 grand from 20K, but I actually sold early. Like I used to have 42 Ethereum. If I kept that now, I would have made, you know, 200. What's 42 times 5,000?
Oh. You've got a calculator.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
210. I would have made 210 grand just on Ethereum, not even the other coins.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would have probably made 300 to 400K if I sold everything at the right time. But the real thing is no one really knows what the real time is, what the real time to buy or sell. All you should be doing is selling and making a profit, and you know, take your profits as you go along. So do I regret? Not really. I still made money, but could I have made more? Yes, if I held longer. But you should always take your profits along the way, and don't be scared or worried that you did take your profits.
Yes, I see what you're saying. So there's a bit of a mental aspect to it too, you know, I suppose. And you mentioned before the rule of thumb: don't ever invest more than you're prepared to lose.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you follow that rule, Muzike?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How much have you put in again, would you say, on crypto?
Well, it's a small amount, but probably around 2,000, 2.5, just under 3 grand.
Okay.
Which coins have you invested in, Muzike?
Well,
Confess.
at the start, it was XVG, Verge.
Oh, yes. That's an old school coin, that one.
Then I had Ripple.
Yes.
Back then, I think it was in 2017 or something.
Around 20 cents, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. And yeah, I wasn't expecting, you know, XRP to go up, man. It went to like what, a couple of dollars or something?
I think in 2017 it went up to about $3 Aussie, and what is it now? Now it's just under $3, right?
Yeah, it's what do we got here?
Oh, sorry, no. Ripple right now is $1.48 Aussie.
Okay,
but yeah, it did go up to $3 in 2017, and I think it went up to about $2 something recently as well. Yeah.
So, how much would you say you've made? Sorry, Muzike.
From that 2K, what's it at now?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have those coins anymore.
That's okay.
Right now, I've invested in Cardano. Before Cardano, I had Shiba.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap, man. Then recently I swapped it for Cardano, and then now you can see that, you know, Shiba's gone up, you know.
Okay, so someone could argue to you, what's the point of getting into crypto when all you're doing is just swapping one coin to the next? Like, when are you actually going to sell for real fiat money? Like, what is the point of just swapping from one crypto to the next? Shouldn't you be, say, for example, if you like Cardano, should you not be putting a couple of $100 of your fiat money into Cardano and still keep your Shiba Inu holdings? That way, when Shiba Inu did go up, you would have had your profits right now.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So, something to think about.
we live and we learn. We live and we learn. Yeah, investing's like that. I know from my own mistakes, not in crypto, but in other things. You know, in regular stocks and shares. But I have put $200 on crypto. I've forgotten the coins I've invested in.
Did you use CoinSpot? What did you use?
I did use CoinSpot,
nice. Yeah. And you don't remember what coins you got?
I got to say, I didn't really do too well. I didn't follow the rule of buying low, so buying things when they crash. So you've got to look at those charts, haven't you?
Yep, and you should be looking at the charts,
Yeah, and see what's really sort of dipped.
Have you pulled out?
No, I haven't pulled out.
Oh, you still got
I've my money.
Yeah.
What year did you buy the coins?
Last year. Yeah.
Oh, then you should be doing not too bad then if you bought last year.
Yeah.
Do you check your account?
Not very regularly. I'm not so savvy with finance and that sort of thing. But
you don't have to be savvy to just check your. It's basically just checking your website. Really, that's all
It's
you're
like
doing.
checking a bank account.
It's laziness. It's laziness. It's not savviness. Yeah, you're right.
I think
you're
you
right.
need to log in right now and tell
log
us
in.
what coins
Well, I
you got.
could. Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll
do
log
it.
in. That's a
Have a
great
look,
suggestion.
man. Let's see what it is.
Why not? Okay, so CoinSpot. All right, hang tight. You guys fill up the time while I'm logging in.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about, Musique Brie?
How are you, sir?
How are you, Brie?
If you had all the money in the world, if money was no longer a thing you had to worry about, what would you do? What would you choose to do for the rest of your life?
Travel. Just travel all the time. Just travel.
Yeah?
Yeah. Travel and go to like 5-star resorts and just like, okay, we're probably going to get a little bit deep now, but I always did have this kind of goal as a kid that when I get older, I want to be super rich. And I didn't really know how I was going to be rich, but I knew I was going to be rich and just have heaps of money. And one of the things was just to travel, like go to Cambodia, Thailand, and just do a lot of charity work and just help out in orphanages and say, for example, build like classrooms and like stuff like that, like doing just
help out.
Stuff like that. I'm still not there yet. I'm still not a multimillionaire now, but it's good to.
We can dream.
But we could dream, and I still remember that dream as a kid. So maybe one day I might be able to, fulfill that dream. And to be honest with you, the only way I could really fulfill that dream is with crypto, with making lots of money in crypto and doing it through that. Through that way,
You love animals. You've got quite a few pets. Would you do something with animals? Do you think if you?
Well, I already work, with animals in my full-time job.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm very busy with animals in my full-time job.
Okay.
But maybe I could do some charity work with animals for sure. Say, for example, in Thailand, they have a lot of stray dogs. I could be doing, something with that for sure, I believe. Yeah.
Cool. How about you, Musique? What would you do if money was no longer a thing you needed to worry about? What would you do with your time?
Enjoy life, man.
Okay. That's very general. Specifically, what do you think?
He'd go to Yamcha every single morning.
I mean, I would love to go to all those amazing, sexy restaurants and food places, just have a hectic feed, bro. But
El Jana's, cuz.
oh, baby.
Chicken
love
with the garlic sauce.
Oh, my God. So hectic. Actually, you're making me hungry right now, man.
Really? We just had dinner, bro. We got Portuguese tarts right here, ready to go, man. Don't be shy.
I've still got to eat mine.
Yeah,
so I've got
we'll
to tell
have
you,
this soon.
I managed to log in. Let me tell you guys about my coins.
All right, what coins did you get?
So I've got Shiba.
Oh, you bought Shiba. That actually wouldn't be that long ago because that's quite a newish coin.
Hey, I was going to ask you, should I buy some Shiba now or should I wait till it drops?
Wait till it drops for sure. Okay, what else you got, Hazza?
IDEX.
What? Okay,
I don't know.
I've heard of that one, but I don't know what that was. Okay, let's see what it is. He's got BTT, which is BitTorrent.
You're probably going to laugh at this because I don't know.
Okay, that's funny because I don't even know those. I don't even know VITE or Myth. Seller I've heard of, but I don't know well.
Have you looked into those coins to see what it is and what it does?
When Mr. BMD's wrapped up, I'll tell you what my strategy was.
Yeah. You know what's funny, Hazza? So you've actually got 499,000 at 19 Shiba Inu, right?
Okay.
If that goes to 50 cents, you will literally have $250,000, son.
Wow.
See, that's the potential and, not that it's going to go to those levels, but it's possible. Like, say, for example, with Dogecoin. I've got a funny story with Dogecoin, okay?
Yeah. Tell us.
All right. So 2017, back when I, first got into crypto, I bought the Ledger Nano S, which is a hardware USB wallet to hold crypto, right? Okay. Now, I got this wallet, this USB wallet, and at the time, I think it only had 3 coins you could buy. It was Bitcoin, Ethereum, 4 coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Dogecoin, right?
Okay.
So at the time, I had some Bitcoin, I had some Ethereum, and I had some Ripple, but I didn't have any Dogecoin. And I thought, maybe I should buy some Dogecoin because they accept it in this USB wallet and I don't have any. So maybe I'll just buy some for the sake of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I bought $100 worth of Dogecoin. And after that, the price actually dropped. Like it went down. I thought, See, a lot of noobs would actually sell when the price is going down, thinking that it's going to go down lower and we should sell now before the price goes down lower, right? Well, I didn't think like that. When the price went down lower, I said, maybe I should buy some more because then I'll get more coins at a cheaper price, right? So I bought $50 more. So all up, $150 worth of Dogecoin, right?
Okay.
So I had it in this wallet and I forgot about it for literally like this year, like 3-4 years later.
It's like me.
I forgot about this wallet, but I always kind of knew I sort of had it, but I also forgot about it at the same time.
Yep.
Anyway, Dogecoin was literally a fraction of a cent when I bought it, right? It was like, 0.001 or 0.00001. It was literally a fraction of a cent.
Yeah.
And, out of 150, I had 60,000 something coins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I totally forgot about this wallet. And then when everyone was saying, Dogecoin is going up, blah, 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 I said, shit, I think I've got some Dogecoin. And then I was trying to find my wallet, couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And then one day I said to my partner, I said, do you know where my USB wallet is? And then finally we found it. And I had the wallet. And I went to open my account and it said Dogecoin 0.000. I'm like, oh shit. So every time I tried to go to this Dogecoin wallet, it just kept opening a new wallet. It wasn't even like the old one that I had.
Okay.
So the only way you can access the old wallet is you need the mnemonic passphrase. Like you need a special key.
That's your key.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of words. It's like 12 words.
Like a code?
Yeah. It's it's literally 12 words, like potato, jam, or, car. It's like literally just normal words. And you have to know these words and you have to know the words in sequence, like from 1 to 12 or 1 to 16, whatever it may be.
Did you have that saved somewhere?
So I had it written down. And I had no idea where it was. So for ages, I had this, 60,000 something Dogecoin and I had no idea where it was. So Dogecoin back then was a fraction of a cent. Literally a few months ago, it went close to $1.
Wow.
Close to $1. It was a fraction of a cent and it went to like 90 cents.
So it was worth quite a bit by then.
It was worth a lot, I actually had more than 60,000. I had like 70,000 something coins. And then finally I actually found the passphrase. So I found the passphrase,
lucky.
Right? Very lucky. And then finally I, tried to open this wallet and then I just had this crazy feeling in my body. As soon as I put in the password and hit enter and then open wallet, I literally saw the account. It said 70,000 something coins in Dogecoin. I was, holy shit.
Wow. Well,
so I moved it to an exchange and I sold it and I made like $60,000 from $150.
Well,
there you go.
Nice.
And people wonder why people are in crypto.
No, I guess, and it's worked out for you.
Yeah.
And you've got the strategy down pat. It sounds like you know what you're doing.
Well, the Dogecoin, to be honest, was a fluke. But the 200K that I made was strategic. That was me holding coins, thinking that I know it's going to go up. The 200K was strategic, but that 60K was total fluke. Just for the fact that I bought it and I forgot about it and I just happened to open the wallet at the right time at the right price. Like I could have easily opened that wallet later and it'd be like, 10 cents? I'll still make good money, but I'm not going to be making 60 grand off $150.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that story. That's amazing.
It's pretty cool, man.
Wow. Yeah. So what a profit to have turned. Incredible. Yeah. Yeah, that's really inspiring, and I'm sure a lot of people will listen to that, and it might prompt them to consider crypto and Dogecoin.
Yeah, well, Dogecoin was the first dog coin to kind of lift off. It actually first started as a joke. So the
meme.
It was a meme coin. It was a meme coin.
What does that mean?
Well, meme coin just means sort of like joke coin. Like the guy that made it just made it for fun. And it was actually two guys that made it. So the first guy made it for fun, and then the kind of business was going in separate ways. Like one owner wanted like venture capitalists to come in and start putting in money, and the other guy was like, "No, this is just a joke coin. We're just doing this for fun." Yeah. So the original guy, I believe, left, and then. What's his name? Elon Musk came in and started talking about it. So
what happened with Elon Musk? There's some controversy there.
I should be thanking him because I think he's the main reason, actually, I believe, why the coin actually pumped.
A lot of people didn't like him for some reason for what he did. Is that right? Or
he was doing tweets, man, and it just spiked up.
Yeah. So tell us the story, Mr. BMD.
So he was tweeting about Dogecoin, and basically the price went crazy.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't sell the ultimate top. If I sold it at 90 cents, I probably would have made, I don't know, 70 or 80K. I would have made more money.
Yeah.
But he started tweeting about it, everyone thought, I believe, that he was fully into it, fully invested in it.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be his project, and then everyone started buying into it like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the next coin I think that you have, Shiba Inu, that's actually a copy, basically a copy coin of Dogecoin.
Okay.
But they're actually doing their own things. Like they're doing like swap tokens, like same as Uniswap and SushiSwap. They've got like a smart contracts level. They've got a lot of things coming out now.
Is
Shiba
it
Inu.
Japanese? Yeah.
Shiba Inu is basically a Japanese dog.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to
It
know.
is.
There's a lot of jargon and language, and I've certainly got to do a bit of homework as well. Like you saw, I just bought some random coins. I'll tell you my strategy because I didn't explain that. I just looked at the charts, so I followed what Mr. BMD suggested to buy things when they dipped, and then hope for the best. It hasn't always paid off.
But that's why I think it's best to look at those three things: the team. Does it have a solid following like does it have a lot of followers and a lot of hype behind it? And does it fulfill a purpose? Like it's got to, in my opinion, to be a solid project and have a solid future, it has to tick those three main boxes first. Because you could look at any coin and look at charts, but that's not going to really tell you much about the team or the people behind it. You have to look at those three aspects, and then look at the charts and try and buy low on the chart.
I do feel that sometimes people are cautious because they're unfamiliar. Like you said before, it's not something they're familiar with and they don't know too much about it. But I think that once more knowledge gets out there and people become more educated and perhaps look at those YouTube videos, it might just become the new normal. In a sense, it might become like a share or a stock that people buy or something like that.
I think slowly it is becoming the new normal. Like even in America now, they've actually approved of Bitcoin ETFs. So I think that's a huge step forward. Like I've actually been waiting years for that to come out, and now recently that's come out in the last week or two. Like Bitcoin ETFs.
So isn't there like a company in court or something?
Well, you talk about Ripple.
Yeah, is it Ripple?
Yeah, so Ripple's currently in court at the moment. They're being sued by the SEC. That's one of the reasons why I don't really like Ripple, is not necessarily because they're being sued, but more so what they're being sued about. So basically Ripple own 60% of the coins, of the total coins of their total supply. And they've actually admitted that they are selling coins just whenever they want, just to make a bit of profit here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So how, I don't understand why people like your friend Muzi K are actually into Ripple when the owner, Garling House, whatever his name is, has admittedly said that, we sell coins whenever we want, to make a profit. And that's actually, they're being sued, but we don't really know the outcome yet. That's still pending right now.
What's the SEC? You said that.
SEC is like a regulatory commission, like based in US.
Okay.
Securities?
Yeah, security commission, based in US.
And they're suing Ripple again because they've done something illegal.
They were selling their coins like at a profit, and it's basically unethical,
Unethical.
Well,
okay. Yeah. The other thing is, sometimes things do need to be regulated. When things are unregulated, often, unethical things can happen, right? And it's often because government can't keep up or the law can't keep up. Do you think there needs to be more regulation to protect investors? What's your opinion on that?
I think yes and no. I think it's good to have some sort of regulation revolving around Bitcoin. Like say, for example, I believe all exchanges should be regulated. I think they should be held accountable. I think it's dangerous when you have things like Mt. Gox that are just taking people's money. Exchanges shutting down and just running off with people's money. I think in terms of that, it's good for regulation. But then on the other side, I think regulation can be a dangerous thing too, because the whole point of Bitcoin is to be unregulated and to be able to send funds anywhere I want without answering questions. You know what I mean?
It's a balance.
There's a balance for sure. Too heavily regulated is a bad thing, and then no regulation is always going to scare a lot of people as well.
Well, on the one hand, that there are sharks out there, and that they may take advantage of people. Sometimes government does need to step in if that happens too often, especially if lots of people lose lots of money. But on the other hand, like you said, too much regulation is very restrictive.
Yep.
And that's not even the point of crypto.
Yep, that's right.
So maybe there needs to be some kind of, I don't know, consultation with the community about it, or is there anything like that happening? Or
not really to the masses.
Okay.
I think there should be probably like TV commercial. I haven't really seen actually TV commercials. I've seen bus commercials. I've seen Bitcoin exchange commercials on buses and on.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Seen that?
Yeah.
What's that? I think it's Luna.
Luna?
Yeah, Luna. Yeah.
is she he or she?
Luna is just an exchange. So,
pardon me.
So they're basically saying one of the ad billboards was like, if you're seeing this sign about Bitcoin, then now's the time to buy, basically.
So hang on,
like
Luna is another Australian exchange.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, from my understanding, it's just
Interesting.
another exchange. Yeah.
Because I know CoinSpot is actually pretty popular. Everyone's using.
Yeah, CoinSpot is popular. There's a bunch of other ones too, like Australian Reserve or something like that. Something Reserve.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Wild West, like the new frontier in a way. Bitcoin and crypto, uncharted territory. So something to think about. Perhaps an idea. If you're sitting at home in lockdown, twiddling your thumbs, something I do is just trial and error. Like, there's no harm in trying, and if trying with little bits, and if something doesn't work out or if it's not for you, ask some questions and then make your mind up.
I think, what have you got to lose as well? Like, if you're just going to put $50 or $100, like, you're not going to die if you lose $100. Like,
that's what I've done.
I think you should do it, experiment,
see what happens.
See what happens. Just make sure you don't forget your password to your exchanges and stuff like that.
Please don't, lose your passwords, guys.
Yeah,
that's
the most important thing.
Yeah, like with the what was your one? The Doge,
Dogecoin, or you could be like me and forget about your wallet and then find it later and have a good chunk of money. Yeah, that's right.
So that's the thing. So don't be afraid of the future.
Actually, I'll tell you a story.
Please.
I used to do Uber and picked up this guy actually from the airport.
Yes.
And I was talking to him about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and he told me that he's got Bitcoins like in a separate wallet or something, and he hasn't looked at it for a long time.
Okay.
And he didn't know how much the price was. And back then, when I was in Uber, it was around 20 grand or 20 to 30 grand. And he did not know how much it was. And he had he had heaps of coins.
How many Bitcoin did he have?
I think he had like 20 or something,
Wow.
man. Yeah. And I said, dude, you need to get into your wallet and, transfer it to CoinSpot or whatever because it's a lot of money.
And what did he say when you told him that?
He said, yeah, I should, because he had no idea.
Actually, I have a story as well about crypto, but not you. I don't think it was a Uber. I think it was a taxi. In 2017, I put like roughly $1,000 into CoinSpot.
Yeah.
And this was before the first crypto boom. Like end of 2017, like it was crazy. Like altcoins were going up, everything was going up, and I had like $1,000 put in, and it turned into 35 grand.
Really?
And,
Wow.
I thought I was a genius. Like I was, I went to Tassie for a holiday, and I came back, and I was in the taxi on the way home from the airport to home, and I'm telling the taxi driver, like, look at my account. Like I put $1,000 now, it's 35,000. Like I'm gonna be so rich, and I was very naive at that time, and I thought like the sky is the limit. I thought like that 35K is going to turn to 100K, and I thought maybe that 100K will turn to 200. I think I just got way too greedy with it, and so after that massive boom from 1,000 to 35K, that 35K like went all the way down to like 10K. So even though it's still good, you turn 1 into 10K. Like I was still spewing that I didn't sell at that high of 35K.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's always lessons to be learned. You always have to take your profits, as I say, and never get too greedy, because if you get greedy, you could lose.
Yeah.
You could potentially lose all of it if you get too greedy.
What is it that determines the price of a coin? Is it set to demand, or?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer, because for each coin, it'll be a different answer.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Say for Bitcoin.
So say for Bitcoin, there's a lot of, so say for example with Bitcoin, when China banned it, the price went down.
Okay.
So most people could collaborate. The reason why the price went down is because of China's banning.
Okay.
So, but then the price went back up, and then people could argue, okay, it went back up because they moved mining from China to USA. Everything's back on its feet now, and now they're doing Bitcoin ETFs, and now everything's running full steam ahead now. So now that's why the price is at its high price right now.
I know that Tesla said that they're gonna accept Bitcoin, but then they stopped it because of the electricity and how much it uses. Yeah,
See, I think there's a bit more behind that too. I think there's a bit of manipulation behind that. I think Elon Musk is potentially playing games as well. I think he's saying certain things about Dogecoin to pump the price. He's saying certain things on Twitter to pump price of certain coins.
Yeah.
I think he mentioned Bitcoin with Tesla to potentially pump the price of Bitcoin. And I also believe that he mentioned that he's not using it to try and drop the price so he could buy more as well. So I think there's a lot of manipulation going on, including Elon Musk, including the Chinese government. I think Chinese government are also even trying to manipulate the price of Bitcoin as well by trying to ban it. And now news that I've seen recently is now they're trying to potentially lift the ban and start accepting mining again. And I think all that comes down to manipulation and them trying to manipulate the markets.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. So in that sense, perhaps there is a need for regulation then if people are manipulating currencies like that.
But how do you – it's very hard subject of regulation, which is why they haven't properly regulated even now, because how do you regulate something when a country like China is going to ban it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could regulate it in your country, but then other countries have the right to do whatever they want with the technology as well.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I'm certainly no expert. I can't answer that question, but I guess maybe countries might make arrangements with one another. I suppose I don't know.
But do you see China making an arrangement with USA right now?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not the right person to ask. You'd have to ask someone who knows finance and knows about this stuff. But it's a very, very good question. Perhaps we can get someone on the show that can answer that, and we can generate some discussion about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Mr. BMD, thank you so much for joining us on the show tonight.
Thanks for coming on our podcast, man.
You're welcome. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. And we're hoping to have a debate actually at some point with a crypto skeptic. So I'm not sure if you're happy to come on and have a chat.
More than happy.
It'll be good.
Yes, yeah. We'll let you know with notice.
We can talk about my gains and his losses.
Yes, yeah. That's right. Egg him on. That's for sure.
My made opportunities and his missed opportunities.
Yeah,
heated debate, bro.
A heated debate, because that's what the late night fix is about.
That's right.
We love discussion. We love ideas. We love this sort of stuff. Unconventional, on the fringe, new ideas that are emerging.
Yeah, talk about anything and everything, basically.
That's absolutely right. So thank you, Mr. BMD.
Thanks for coming on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, signing off. Musique.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So this is episode 3. We're going to sign off, and we'll see you for episode 4 next time. See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Two carpenters had fallen to their death when removing sheets of ply.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, building inspectors aren't doing their job. It was never even a consideration
Goodness me.
that it would form a fire hazard in the first place.
You could imagine.
It's going to bring the riffraff in, that's why. We have flammable buildings now in Australia which are uninhabitable based on pure greed, if you want the honest truth.